Alright guys, so I am on the now FTR 1200 Carbon. According to the sheet here, it's got a 1203cc liquid cooled V-twin engine, 120 horsepower with 87 foot-pounds of torque, 6-speed transmissions. According to this, the standard features ride command with the LCD touchscreen. It's got 3 ride modes: sport, standard, and rain, with carbon fiber bodywork. As you can see, this thing's pretty light. It says 479 pounds, 17-inch wheels with Brembo brakes, inverted front suspension, LED lighting with USB charging port. It's got ABS and cruise control. Me being 5'9", about 29 to 30 inch inseam, I can just barely flat foot this with both feet. Get ready to fire this guy up. Loading the gauges right now. Again, this has the, obviously has the digital tach. Oh, toggle over here is brights. This right toggle over here is your switch through your menu. Got rain, standard, and sport mode. I will start out in standard mode. Connect to your phone, your music. Got a bunch of settings on it as well. It's got ABS, neutral, so on and so forth. Even in standard mode here, it doesn't take a whole lot to get those revs up. Looks like it redlines about 9 or 10,000 RPM. Seating position doesn't seem too bad.
All good?
Looks like I'm in the back. Ooh. Alright, so first impressions, I can easily see myself getting my boot stuck in the foot pegs, but I don't see it being an issue right now, I guess. This is comfortable. So the riding triangle, my feet are like back behind my knees, which is a new riding position for me, at least in terms of bikes that I'm used to. I've only ever ridden one other motorcycle that's like this, and that was that Street Triple R. I will leave the link up here for you. Front brakes work fine, rear brakes are nice. The seem to work just fine. It's pretty responsive so far. I mean, I'll start out in standard mode. Okay, here I don't necessarily feel comfortable putting both my feet on the ground, so I'm just gonna do what Doodle on a motorcycle likes to call flamingoing, with one foot on the ground and the other one still on the pegs. I like this. Not too far forward, but also at the same time not necessarily too straight up either. I know this is like a naked sport bike, but it feels comfortable for now. Seat isn't too bad. The shocks, rear shocks are nice. Doesn't look like these mirrors are too adjustable. That's gonna suck. Well, the right one is. Oh, this thing gets, even in sport mode, it moves, or standard mode. Nope, not turning yet. Not quite turning yet. Yeah, with my big cruiser, I have to... oh, this does move. With my big cruiser, I basically have to like flamingo it as well, because I can't get the... it's a little bit tough for me to get my right leg around the gearbox. This thing feels comfortable, like 4,000 RPM. It rides nice. So, one thing I'm noticing right off the bat is to get to the brake lever, I have to like tilt my foot kind of way in, almost duck it, pigeon foot. Yeah, pigeon toed. And I just sort of feel like I have to move my foot quite a bit. Same with the shifter, I guess. I just feel like I have to move my foot a little more than I prefer. But it's not a deal breaker by any stretch of the imagination. The seat position it's pretty comfortable. I can feel quite a bit of vibration in it, but it's not too bad. I would assume that if a bike like this for longer rides, it may get uncomfortable, but right now I feel pretty darn comfortable. One thing I'm noticing too is the clutch lever it's not like too far out, but like I can't rest my pinky on the lever if I needed to. But I'm not sure if it's just in conjunction with the previous bike I just rode, but my hands, you know, if I were to have a lot of clutch play, you know, if I was going through some of those twisty roads and I needed to mess with the clutch a lot, it might make my hand a little, it might tire it out pretty quick. Brake lever doesn't seem to be too bad. I don't have a whole lot of space here. I'd like to see how nimble I am. So I am in the back of this pack. There's maybe 10 bikes here, and there's a guy also trailing behind us as part of this group. Okay, this bike feels good. Front brake works really well. Alright, so we're going to switch this over to rain mode. And it tells you it's in rain mode too, so just going to assume that, you know, the throttle response won't be as tight on this one, but it's kind of expected, you know. It's supposed to be so in those rainy days where the road isn't that the greatest, or you know, can't get that much traction. You don't want to have a whole lot of throttle response, so you don't lose control. Yeah, this is nice and smooth. You know, I can already tell there's not a whole lot of throttle response. Yeah, like right here, I can really tell this now. Yeah, in dry conditions, the rain mode is very subdued. Now, if I were to compare this to the Street Triple R by Triumph, I'd have to say this is probably a direct, I'm going to put this in sport mode now, a direct competitor to the two. I feel like the seating position is just about the same. You know, with my feet a little behind my knees, which is clearly not what I'm used to being a cruiser rider, but it's not uncomfortable, so. Oh yeah, this thing goes. This thing really goes. If I owned this bike, I might get into a lot of trouble with sport mode. Especially city driving, going stoplight to stoplight, just kind of show it off a little bit. Could definitely get in some trouble. Because this thing, you know, I'm comfortable at about 3,500 RPM right now in fourth gear. But coming out of stoplights, you know, the whole shot, this thing will get. And you could definitely turn some heads with it. Or, you know, try to beat some cars or other bikes off the line. It's really nice. I like it. This was the main bike I wanted to try to ride on this demo day here, just because I am becoming more and more of a fan of naked upright sport bikes. I haven't actually ridden a super sport yet, or a traditional sport bike, but with me being such a big fan of these, what's the point even? You know, if I go from a cruiser to this, I don't even think I need to ride a traditional sport bike. Like, this could be very well the bike that I rip around town with if I want to ride something smaller than my big 1700, but also go out for a ride with my wife or some friends or things like that. Like, this would make a really nice commuter bike, or, you know, just a city tripper, you know, just a rip around town. I really like this a lot. One thing I am noticing, I'm not sure exactly what it is about this seat, but it's starting to put a little bit of pressure point, I guess, right at the base of my butt, like where it meets my leg. So I can't really say exactly how awesome this would be. Get out of third, get out of third. I can't really say how awesome this would be for longer distance rides. Up in 6th. Oh, that's the range. So I misread these dials here. For some reason I was thinking that this is the trip meter, but it's actually down here. Just trying to see how far we've gone, as opposed to, like, you know, where this seat started to hurt my butt a little bit. And it's been 6 miles, and when I started, this was at 75 and it went up to 77. So I was like, there's no way we've gone only 2 miles. So I'm in 6th gear, low RPMs, and even there, just trying to rip it a little bit to catch up to this group. It still had some get up, which is awesome. Seems like this thing has a pretty low lean angle, or high, I guess. You know, we can lean it over pretty far. A couple turns ago, I felt like I took it really wide, so I had to lean it over quite a bit. Oh, this is a different route. I stalled it. I didn't downshift. I went to that stop in 4th gear here, and that's not what I was expecting. I am struggling right now. I think what I'm having an issue with is I can't get the feel right of when it actually shifts, and I don't want to have to constantly look down at the gear indicator here. So back there I just ran into a little problem where I was in a little too high of a gear on that left hand turn back there, so that's where I stalled it out. And on that right hand turn that we just made, I was still in too high of a gear. Went into that turn in I think 4th gear, and I wanted to be down into 2, and when I got to 2 I accidentally put it in neutral. So it would definitely take me some time to get used to this. I don't think on this demo ride I can legitimately get, you know, a full feel for the bike in terms of, you know, where the leg position is, because I'm not used to that. I'm used to those more forward controls on a cruiser. So hey, I've ridden 2 bikes today. I've stalled them both. So I guess that means I'm a real rider. Are we going? Nope, we're not. Go ahead. We got split up here, so this guy next to me was supposed to be one of the leaders. He's actually trailing, so I hope that these guys ahead of me know where the hell they're going. This guy behind me was going to pull up and lead, but apparently these folks in front didn't want to let that happen, so I was going to let him go. So I think it's more the forward position. I'm leaning forward a little bit more, but my hands are starting to hurt just a little bit, only because I'm not used to this position. I'm almost certain the more I get used to it, the more my hands will be used to it and more comfortable with this. But you know, I'm not used to putting all this weight on the handlebars. Yeah, so this is a fun bike, but I'm not sure this seat is gonna cut it. I'm 11 miles into this ride already, and I just don't like it. This seat is not for me. This guy in front of me is locking up his brakes. This seat is not for me. Something just cuts into me. I mean, the bike itself is nice. You know, it 479 pounds, but it sure as hell doesn't feel like it. Feels like a lot lighter than that. But I just don't think I could cut it with this seat. But yeah, this rain mode is, or sport mode is the bee's knees, as the kids like to say. Alright, so when I took this route on the Chief Dark Horse, I wasn't quite able to get it up to my lucky number. Perhaps with this one, however, I can. Looks like I won't even get close to where I was on the Chief. Yep. I got the Chief up to 86, and I didn't even get that one up to 70. Which is kind of upsetting, because this is the one I really wanted to try to see if I could get going pretty quick. So overall, I like this bike. It's just not really comfortable for me in terms of the seat, and I don't know, I guess the way the riding position is, it's, I don't know, I couldn't ride this for more than very long, and we took this on a 15-mile ride. I'm almost positive I couldn't ride much longer than that, or at least I'd have to get a better seat. It's just, I don't know, I guess not really what I was expecting. But anyway, thanks guys for checking out the channel. Hope you liked this and it was informative. Be sure to subscribe. Take care.